Hi guys, welcome to English video class. Let us today we learn about the new lesson. The Storyteller was written by H. Munro. Children are very inquisitive and restless. Though they like journeying, they soon get bored. So it is necessary to keep them occupied. In this story, an aunt and a bachelor tried to pacify three restless children. Hector Hugh Munro, whose pen name is Saki, was a British writer. His stories are generally witty, mischievous, and sometimes very grim. He is compared to O. Henry and Dorothy Parker for his short stories. He was influenced many by writers like Lewis Carroll, Rudyard Kipling, and Oscar Wilde. In turn, he also influenced by other writers of younger generations. The present story depicts something different from the usual stories told to children. The short story, The Storyteller, by H. Munro, is set in a train. We will get introduced to a family of four comprising an aunt with her two nieces and a nephew. The only other occupant is a bachelor. The story humorously refers to the difficulty of the aunt in keeping the children occupied and in ensuring that they do not disturb to the other passengers. She is unable to answer their questions convincingly and hence offers to narrate a story. But even as a storyteller, she fails as the children bombard her with questions. It is at this point that the bachelor observes aloud that the aunt did not seem to be a good storyteller. The aunt retorts that it is difficult to narrate stories that are both understandable and entertaining to children. She also challenges the stranger to come up with an effective story. The bachelor accepts the challenge and begins with a story. Though the story has the conventional beginning of a good girl named Bertha, it catches the attention of the children when the bachelor, while answering a question, remarks that the compartment. He further amuses them by describing the girl as being horribly good. Never had the children come across an oxymoron such as horribly good. The bachelor tells the children that the prince of the country honors Bertha for being good by permitting her to walk in his park once a week. When the children want to know the reason, the aunt is secretly happy, thinking that the bachelor too would find it impossible to answer the why questions. But the bachelor exhibits his power of imagination by saying that there are no sheep or clock, as the prince's mothers had a dream that the prince would must his end because of a sheep or a clock. When the tricky questions is asked whether the prince actually died because of either of the two, the bachelor uses his wit to avoid an inappropriate answer by saying that the prince is still alive and hence the question cannot be answered. The bachelor exhibits his power of description while talking about the pigs, the fish, and the wolf. The bachelor perhaps appeals to the children because he makes fun of Bertha in stubble manner. We see that Bertha is elated at the opportunity of being in the park but is disappointed that she cannot give further proof of her goodness by not touching the flowers in the park as there are no flowers. The bachelor explains the absence of flowers by adding that the pigs in the park had eaten them all. The bachelor's explanation that the prince had chosen pigs over flowers amuses the children as it is an unusual choice. The bachelor also gives an unexpected twist to the story by showing that Bertha meets with a tragic end. Because of her goodness, a wolf comes to the park and spots Bertha because of her pinafore, which is spotlessly white, and is able to locate her in the thick bushes because of the sound made by the three medals that she had won for obedience, good conduct, and punctuality, the good girls. A wolf comes to the parks and spots Bertha because of her pinafore, which is spotlessly white, and is able to locate her in the thick bushes because of the sound made by three medals that she had won fairly, obedience, good conduct, and punctuality. The good girl's reward for good turns out to be the cause of her death. The story, which is termed improper by the aunt, is highly appreciated by the children. The bachelor responds to the aunt by saying that he was at least able to keep the children occupied for 10 minutes. The chosen piece does not explicitly answer the questions of whether children need to be given morality in the form of stories, or whether it is capable or acceptable for stories to be uphold the value of entertainment alone. However, the piece clearly shows that storytelling is an art and children cannot be given silly answers to the questions that they raise.